Welcome. Today we're taking a deep dive into South Africa, a country that promises adventure, breathtaking beauty, and a profoundly moving history.
It really does.
Imagine a land where majestic wildlife roams ancient plains, where landscapes stretch from, golden beaches to towering mountains.
And where a vibrant history has shaped this truly unique rainbow nation.
Exactly. You've probably heard about the incredible safaris, of course, but what's the real experience like? Beyond the big five, how do you truly unlock its vast beauty, its culture, its complex past for a trip you'll never forget?
Well, that's exactly what we're hoping to explore today. This deep dive is sort of custom tailored to help you navigate South Africa, revealing not just its undeniable allure, but all those critical details you need for a really memorable and hopefully efficiently planned adventure.
And we've got a lot of ground to cover, it seems. We'll guide you through South Africa's incredibly diverse regions, the iconic experiences.
We'll break down the true costs, too, for different travel styles.
Right. And unravel the logistics of getting around this, huge nation. And crucially, share some insider tips to make the most of your trip, even if you're looking to be a bit more budget conscious.
Sounds good.
Let's dive in.
So when you think about what makes South Africa truly stand out, its nickname, the Rainbow Nation, really immediately comes to mind.
It does, yeah.
It's a testament to its incredible cultural diversity. It's a land shaped by indigenous African traditions, European colonial influences, and even Asian heritage.
And what you get from that is this vibrant blend of, 11 official languages?
That's right, 11. Plus, distinct cuisines, unique customs. It makes it endlessly fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard you might hear locals, effortlessly switching between 2 or 3 languages in just one conversation.
Absolutely. It's a real reflection of this linguistic melting pot.
Wow.
And, of course, for wildlife. Well, this is arguably one of the best places on Earth for a safari.
No question.
South Africa is home to the legendary Big Five. That's the lion, leopard, elephant, rhino, and buffalo.
Classics.
Plus countless other species. Kruger National Park, for example, offers truly world-class wildlife viewing.
What truly strikes me about South Africa, though, and something I think you'll find fascinating, is just the sheer variety of its landscapes.
Oh, definitely.
We're talking about astonishing diversity. You've got the iconic Table Mountain overlooking Cape Town, then the dramatic, rugged cliffs of the Wild Coast, or the vast, sort of semi-desert beauty of the Karoo.
Known for its unique, hardy vegetation and those incredible starry nights.
Right. And then the lush winelands, pristine beaches. It's a land practically built for epic road trips and stunning vistas.
It's a place where the very ground holds stories. And speaking of stories, few countries have a past as profoundly rich and, complex as South Africa.
That's true.
Its history is marked by ancient civilizations and, of course, the painful era of apartheid.
Yeah.
Visiting sites like Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was incarcerated, or Soweto, it offers a crucial understanding of the country's journey towards democracy and reconciliation.
It really adds immense depth, doesn't it? A deeper human connection to your visit.
It absolutely does.
And for thrill seekers, South Africa is an absolute adventure hub. It offers an incredible adrenaline rush with over 100 extreme sports listed.
It's pretty wild. You can cage dive with great white sharks.
If you dare.
Ha, right. Or bungee jump off Bluekrans Bridge, which, standing at 216 meters, that's about 708 feet.
Wow.
It's the world's third highest bungee jump point. Or you can explore by hiking mountains, diving, surfing.
So much to do.
And here's a fascinating little detail that really highlights its natural and historical richness. South Africa actually boasts the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in all of Africa.
I didn't know that. That's impressive.
It is.
Okay, so now that we've talked about why South Africa is so special, let's dig into what you can actually see and do there. Safaris are often the centerpiece, right?
For many people, yes. And Kruger National Park is certainly the most famous and the largest. It covers over 2 million hectares, offering excellent chances to see the Big Five. You can either self-drive, which is quite popular, or join guided game drives.
Okay.
What's wonderful is the range of safari experiences available. Beyond Kruger, you have many private game reserves.
Those tend to be more exclusive.
Exactly. They offer a more exclusive encounter, often with experienced rangers, off-road driving for potentially closer sightings, though they are typically a more significant investment price-wise.
Got it.
But for families, or maybe those concerned about malaria, options like Addo Elephant National Park or other Eastern Cape reserves are excellent malaria-free choices.
That's really good to know. And while Kruger gets a lot of the spotlight, you mentioned there are other fantastic national parks.
Oh, yes. Places like Palanisburg, Addo again, Umfolozi, the St. Lucia wetlands, Madikwe, even Dynaken Game Reserve near Johannesburg. They offer incredible wildlife encounters, sometimes with fewer crowds.
Good alternatives to keep in mind.
Definitely. So from the wild expanses of the safari, let's maybe zoom into the vibrant urban pulse of Cape Town, the mother city, as it's known.
Ah, yes, Cape Town. Iconic. Table Mountain dominates the view.
It really does. You can take the cable car up or hike it if you're feeling energetic.
How much is the cable car, roughly?
Around 320 to 390 Rand round trip, so quite affordable, really. The hike is steep, maybe 2 hours, but the views are worth it.
Okay. And Robben Island.
Taking the ferry to Robben Island, Nelson Mandela's historic prison is, well, it's a powerful and essential experience, but it's incredibly popular.
So book ahead.
Absolutely book well in advance.
Got it. And in the city itself.
You definitely won't want to miss wandering through the colorful streets of Bo Cap. You learn about its unique Cape Malay culture there.
Those pictures look amazing.
They are. Or simply enjoying the V&A waterfront. It's a bustling hub for dining, shopping, entertainment.
And for a scenic drive.
The Cape Peninsula tour is a must. Yeah. It includes Chapman's Peak Drive, which is just stunning.
Yeah, right.
Boulders Beach, where you can see the African penguins.
The penguins. You have to see the penguins.
Yeah. You do. There's a modest entrance fee, maybe 25 to 150 Rand, depending on residency. And then Cape Point itself. Group tours for the peninsula run about 780 Rand.
Okay.
And what about the famous garden route? We hear about that a lot.
Ah, yes. It's a stunning coastal stretch, about 200 kilometers, running roughly from Mossel Bay to St. Francis or Storms River mouth.
Ideal for a road trip, then.
Definitely. Perfect for a multi-day road trip, allowing you to explore charming towns like Knysna, Plettenberg Bay.
Sounds lovely.
And for the adventurers, this route is home to that Blue Grands Bridge bungee jump we mentioned.
Right. Not for me, maybe.
Me neither. But you can also do things like ziplining or seasonal whale watching from June to November. Hermanus is a great base for that.
Okay, whale watching tours. What do they usually cost?
Typically around 900 to 1020 Rand for a 2-hour tour.
Reasonable.
And you should certainly visit Tsitsikamma National Park while you're there. See the majestic 800-year-old big tree.
800 years old.
Yeah, it's a yellowwood, stands over 36 meters tall, easily accessible via a wooden walkway, and the admission is tiny, like 12 Rand.
Wow. And if you head inland a bit, the winelands.
Ah, the winelands. Stellenbosch and Franschhoek. You can indulge in wine tastings at world-class vineyards, savor gourmet food.
South Africa makes great wine.
It really does. It's quite impressive, actually. They're a major global wine exporter, over 300 million liters a year. Day tours here generally start around 950 Rand for a half day.
Okay.
But beyond these sort of main tourist trails, there are so many other unique and adventurous activities.
Like what?
Well, you could hike in the dramatic Drakensberg Mountains. They also feature ancient sandrock art, which is incredible to see.
Right.
Or take a Soweto Township tour in Johannesburg. It gives you real insight into apartheid history and also the vibrant modern township life.
That sounds important. Any advice for booking those?
Definitely book through reputable local operators. Make sure they're truly invested in the community. It's important.
Good point. And Durban, what's the vibe there?
Durban offers more of a subtropical vibe, rich Indian culture, and it's known for fantastic surfing.
Ah, surfing. You mentioned extreme sports earlier.
Yeah, over 100 options. Skydiving, bungee jumping. South Africa truly delivers the adrenaline.
What about that shark cage diving? Any ethical considerations?
That's a good question. Many travelers now prefer to avoid companies that chum the waters, use bait to attract sharks. They opt for more ethical and sustainable viewing practices where possible. It's worth researching.
Okay. And for surfing specifically, where are the good spots?
Well, Dungeons Beach near Cape Town is really for pros. Serious waves.
Right.
Jeffreys Bay. J-Bay is world famous for its awesome right-hand point waves.
Ah, J-Bay. Heard of it.
Muizenberg on Falls Bay is great for winter longboarding or beginners. Rentals are pretty affordable, maybe 250 Rand for a board, 150 for a wetsuit. Lessons around 235 to 310 Rand.
Okay. Accessible for trying it out.
Yeah, and Durban, as I said, has ways ideal for all levels, too.
What about something underground? Caves.
Yes. The Kango Caves in the Swartberg Mountains. They're incredible, 20 million years old, stretch for 4 kilometers.
Wow.
Standard tours are quite affordable, maybe 150 Rand. Or there's an adventurous tour for about 220 Rand, which involves crawling through tighter spaces.
Maybe the standard tour for me.
And for a truly unique stay, You can actually sleep in Gandhi's house.
Really?
Yeah, Satyagraha House in Johannesburg. It was a South African base from 1908 to 1909. It's beautifully restored. They offer free day visits, or you can stay overnight in one of its 7 rooms. Starts around 30-80 rand.
That's incredible. A piece of history.
It really is. And if you happen to be visiting in spring, usually mid-August to mid-September,
Yes.
the Namakwalan Flower Route.
Yeah.
It's a spectacular 650-kilometer drive that just bursts into color.
Over 4,000 flower species.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. When's the absolute peak? Peak is usually August. Best viewed between about 10:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. on non-overcast days.
Good tip. And for something really out there?
How about driving the adventurous Sani Pass route into Lesotho? It peaks at over 2,800 meters, the roof of Africa.
That sounds intense.
It is. Only 4x4 vehicles are allowed. Or you can take a day tour for around 940 rand, and then you can enjoy a drink at Africa's highest pub, the Sani Mountain Lodge.
The highest pub in Africa, that's a claim to fame.
Right. And there's still more. You could explore Durban's Golden Mile beachfront, the Indian District, Kwamu Museum, catch a Sharks rugby game,
Lots to do in Durban.
or head to the Kalahari Desert, the Riemvismok Community Conservancy. Learn about apartheid history, see unique rock formations, hot springs, do some hiking, or 4x4 trails.
Okay.
You could even do a day trip to Eswatini, used to be Swaziland, visit game parks like Klein Royal National Park for more wildlife spotting.
So many options beyond the main circuit.
Absolutely. But all that exploring is going to make you hungry.
I bet. Let's talk food. South African cuisine, it sounds like a real mix.
It's a delicious melting pot. Reflects its diverse cultural heritage. African, Dutch, Malay, Indian, British influences. It's hearty, flavorful, and just incredibly unique.
And the braai sounds central.
Oh, it is. At the heart of South African food culture is the braai. It's really more than just a BBQ. It's a national pastime, a social institution.
Right.
It involves grilling various meats, lamb chops, boerewors, sausages, steak, chicken, usually over wood coals. If you get invited to one, definitely go. It's a quintessential South African experience.
I'll keep an eye out for invitations. What about specific meats and snacks?
You absolutely have to try the iconic stuff. Boerewors, that's the traditional South African sausage, often spiced with coriander and nutmeg.
Okay.
Then there's biltong and drawers. They're dried, cured meat snacks. Similar to jerky, maybe, but with different spices and processes. Very popular.
Right, I've heard of biltong.
And for something truly local, try game meats like springbuck or kudu. They're often served in stews or grilled.
Delicious.
Sounds adventurous. What about unique dishes? Okay, bunny chow. It's an iconic Indian South African street food, especially from Durban. It's basically a hollowed-out loaf of bread filled with curry.
Bread filled with curry. Interesting.
It is. And boboti, that's a flavorful Cape Malay dish. It's a baked savory mince with an egg-based topping, often with fruit and spices mixed in.
Sounds complex and tasty.
And a real staple is pak and wurs. That's maize porridge or pap, served with boerewors and usually tomato relish or sauce. Simple, hearty food.
Okay, pap and wurs. Got it. What about sweets?
Oh, they have great sweets too. Malva pudding is a classic. It's a warm, sweet, spongy apricot pudding, often served with custard or ice cream.
Sounds comforting.
And Coke Sisters. They're these braided, syrup-soaked donuts. Very sweet, very sticky.
Okay, and drinks.
Rooibos tea is a must-try. It's a naturally caffeine-free herbal tea. Basically a national drink grown right there.
Ah, yes, rooibos.
And of course, the world-class South African wines from the Cape Winelands. You have to try them, especially Eugène Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc, and Pinotage. That's a local red grape varietal.
Right, Pinotage. And the local stuff is affordable.
Very. Local wine and beer are generally excellent quality and won't break the bank.
Good to know.
Okay, let's talk logistics and budget. This is crucial, right? Knowing this upfront makes all the difference for a smooth trip.
Absolutely. How does South Africa stack up cost-wise?
Well, it genuinely offers options for pretty much every budget. For budget-friendly stays, hostels and backpacker lodges are excellent.
What kind of prices are we talking for dorm beds?
Dorm beds typically range from around, say, 15 to 35 USD per night, maybe 175 to 300 Rand. Private rooms in hostels or basic guest houses you might find from $40 to $80 USD.
Okay.
Camping is also a good budget option, costing anywhere from about 100 to 400 Rand per night in national parks or designated sites. Places like 91 Loop in Cape Town or Curiosity Backpackers in Joburg are well-known examples.
Right, and for mid-range?
For mid-range, you'll find loads of charming guest houses and boutique hotels. Prices might start from about $90 up to $200 USD per night, and they often include a really nice breakfast.
That sounds appealing. And luxury.
South Africa truly excels in luxury. especially with safari lodges. That can be the biggest single investment of your trip.
Right. Often ranging from hundreds to well over 1,000 USD per person, per night. But they're usually all-inclusive meals, game drives, everything. High-end city hotels might be $250 to $600 USD plus per night.
So quite a range. When are prices highest?
Prices peak during the main tourist season. So the dry winter months for safari, May to October, and the summer holidays, December to January. Advance booking is definitely essential for those times, especially for popular lodges or guest houses.
Okay, good advice. Now, how do you actually get around this vast country?
Right, it's big. For flexibility, especially if you're doing the garden route or planning self-drive safaris in parks like Kruger, a rental car is highly recommended.
And driving is on the left.
Yes, drive on the left. Roads are generally well maintained, especially main routes, but just be aware of conditions in more rural areas and maybe take extra care in cities.
How much for a basic rental?
Around 500 Rand per day for a small car is a reasonable estimate. And your home country license is usually fine if it's in English.
Okay. What about flying internally?
Given the vast distances, domestic flights are often the quickest way between major cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban.
Which airlines are budget-friendly?
Look at FlySafair and Lyft. They're the main budget carriers. You can find fares like Cape Town to Joburg for around 750 Rand if you book in advance.
That's pretty good. Buses.
Intercity buses connect major cities and towns. Intercape is the main provider now. It's affordable, but can be slow. For example, Cape Town to Joburg is about 18 hours and costs 380 to 600 Rand.
Long haul.
Yeah. There's also the Baz bus, which is a hop-on, hop-off backpacker service, quite popular for covering long distances more flexibly.
And trains. Are they a viable option?
Yes, definitely. The Shosholoza Mail long-distance trains offer comfortable and safe overnight travel between major cities.
Like Johannesburg to Cape Town.
Exactly. That route is around 750 Rand in tourist-class sleepers. These have compartments, usually 2 or 4 berth, a dining car, even showers.
That sounds quite civilized.
Yeah.
Any warnings?
Yes, a crucial warning here. The economy class on these trains is generally not considered safe or comfortable for overnight travel. Stick to the tourist class sleepers.
Okay. And book ahead.
Absolutely. Book sleepers about a month in advance for popular routes like Pretoria-Joburg to Cape Town.
And for real luxury on the rails.
Well, there's the famous Blue Train, runs from Pretoria to Cape Town. It's a truly extravagant multi-day experience, fine dining, cigars, luxury cabins.
And the price reflects that, I imagine.
Oh, yes. We're talking tens of thousands of Rand, maybe around 38,000 ZAR for a luxury double berth. It's a once-in-a-lifetime trip for most.
Wow. Okay, back down to earth. City public transport. What's recommended?
In Cape Town, the My City buses are good. In Durban, the People Mover buses work well. And the GO train in Johannesburg is excellent. It's a modern rail link connecting Oro Tambo Airport, Sandton, and Pretoria. Fast and safe.
But there are some warnings about other city transport.
Yes, a strong warning. Generally, you should avoid using local minibus taxis or regular city buses within cities for safety reasons, unless you're with a local who knows the routes well. And the metro rail system around Pretoria or Johannesburg is definitely not recommended for tourists due to safety concerns.
Okay, so how do tourists get around cities safely, especially at night?
Ride-hailing apps. Uber and Bolt are widely available and highly recommended in major cities. They offer convenience and safety, especially after dark, and they're often cheaper than traditional metered taxis.
Good to know. And one more big warning.
Absolutely crucial. Do not hitchhike in South Africa. It is simply not safe. Don't do it.
Right. Very clear. Okay, let's try and boil this down to money. Daily costs.
Sure. South Africa really does offer that range. A budget traveler maybe staying in hostel dorms, cooking some meals, doing self-driving Kruger, maybe splitting car costs, might spend roughly $60 to $120 USD per day. That's around 850 Rand, maybe.
Okay, that's quite manageable. Mid-range.
A mid-range traveler, staying in guest houses, maybe mixing some cooking with casual restaurant meals, renting their own car, doing some paid activities, could expect to spend perhaps $150 to $300 USD per day. Call it roughly 1,900 Rand.
And the luxury end.
For a luxury traveler, indulging in those high-end hotels, private all-inclusive safari lodges, fine dining, private tours, daily costs could easily go from $400 USD up to 1,000 USD plus per day. That's 3,600 Rand and way up.
So it confirms what you said, safari is usually the biggest single expense.
Typically, yes. Safari, especially private reserves, internal flights if you take several, high-end accommodation, and lots of paid adventure activities, those are the key cost drivers. Alcohol can add up too, though local options are cheaper.
Okay, so how can you stretch your budget? Any top tips?
Definitely. Number one for wildlife fans, self-drive your safari in Kruger. It's vastly cheaper than staying in private lodges.
Makes sense.
Cook some of your own meals. Supermarkets like Pick and Pay, Checkers, Woolworth are really well-stocked and modern. Eat local food, try street food like bunny chow, or embrace those quintessential Braai experiences, often cheaper and more authentic than tourist restaurants.
Right.
Use Uber or Bolt for city transport. As we said, cheaper and safer than metered taxis.
Good one.
Drink local wine and beer. The quality is excellent, and it's very affordable compared to imports.
Cheers to that.
Travel during the shoulder seasons, like spring or autumn. You might find lower prices for flights and accommodation and fewer crowds.
Okay. Camping.
Camping in national parks is a very affordable way to stay right in the heart of nature.
What about water?
Bring a reusable water bottle with a filter. Tap water is generally safe to drink in major cities like Cape Town and Johannesburg, but it's always wise to check with locals, especially in rural areas, or stick to bottled if unsure.
And for longer stays, any other options?
You could consider WWOFing worldwide opportunities on organic farms or working short-term on farms or wineries. Often you get room and board in exchange for work. And a simple one. If you're staying in hostels, they often have bars with cheaper local beer and wine than going out elsewhere.
Smart. Okay, let's think about timing your adventure. When is the best time to visit? It seems complicated.
It depends heavily on what you want to experience because the climate varies so much across the country.
Right. So for safari, Kruger and the Eastern Cape.
For safari, the dry season, which is roughly May to October, is generally considered best for wildlife viewing.
Why is that?
Because animals tend to congregate around remaining water holes and rivers, and the vegetation is sparser, making them easier to spot. Days are usually mild and sunny, but nights can get quite cold, especially July-August. Plus, fewer mosquitoes, which is a bonus.
Okay, that's the peak safari season then. What about the wet season for safari? November to April.
The wet season makes the landscape incredibly lush and green. It's beautiful, great for bird watching, and you see lots of baby animals being born.
But harder to spot game.
Generally, yes. The denser vegetation makes wildlife spotting more challenging. You also get afternoon thunderstorms, usually short but intense.
Okay, now what about Cape Town and the Garden Route? Completely different climate down there, right?
Totally different. Their summer is November to March. It's warm, sunny, and dry, absolutely ideal for beaches, hiking Table Mountain, visiting the winelands. But it is the peak tourist season, so expect crowds and higher prices.
Makes sense. What about their autumn, April to May?
Autumn is lovely. Mild, pleasant weather, fewer crowds than summer, and the landscapes, especially the winelands, are beautiful with autumn colors.
And winter, June to August. People think of winter as bad, but...
Cape Town's winter is cooler and wetter, yes, but you still get many beautiful, crisp, sunny days. And importantly, it's the prime whale watching season from June to November. Plus, prices are lower and there are far fewer crowds. It can be a great time to visit if you pack layers.
Good point. And spring, September to October.
Spring brings mild weather again, and crucially, it's when the wildflowers bloom in Namakwaland, usually peaking mid-August to mid-September. So if that's on your list, spring is the time.
Okay, so summing that up, best overall advice.
Well, if safari is your absolute top priority, aim for the dry season, May to October. If Cape Town, beaches, and the garden route are the main focus, summer, November to March, has the best weather. But the shoulder seasons, spring and autumn, offer a fantastic balance of great weather, fewer crowds, and potentially better value.
And pack layers regardless.
Absolutely. Pack for all occasions, as weather can change quickly and temperatures vary significantly between regions and even day to night.
Got it. Okay, let's shift to culture and people. How do you truly engage once you're there?
Well, South Africa's defining characteristic, as we said, is its incredible cultural diversity, the Rainbow Nation. With 11 official languages, this blend of African, European, and Asian heritage, you'll encounter just a rich tapestry of traditions, music, art, food. The best advice is to embrace the opportunity to learn about different communities with respect and openness.
And there's this concept of Ubuntu.
Yes, Ubuntu. It's a philosophy deeply ingrained, often translated as, I am because we are. It emphasizes humanity, interconnectedness, community. You'll often feel a strong sense of warmth and collective spirit in your interactions because of it.
That sounds really positive.
It is, and linked to that is South Africa's journey from apartheid to democracy. It's a powerful story of resilience and ongoing reconciliation.
Visiting historical sites helps understand that.
Immensely. Visiting places like the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg or Robben Island offers profound insights into this ongoing process. Engaging with locals about their experiences, respectfully of course, can also be very moving. You see how that spirit of Ubuntu continues to shape daily life, even amidst challenges.
What about other cultural aspects? Sports.
Oh, South Africans are incredibly passionate about sports. Especially rugby, the Springboks, and football, or soccer, Bafana Bafana. If there's a big match on, the atmosphere is electric. Try and soak it in.
And general hospitality.
Despite the country's complex past and present challenges, South Africans are generally very friendly, welcoming, and hospitable to tourists. People are often keen to share their country and culture.
Is English widely spoken?
Yes, English is widely spoken, especially in tourist areas, major cities, and businesses. But learning even a few basic phrases in another language, like Afrikaans, goeiedag for good day, or Isikshosa, sawubona for hello, can be really appreciated and open doors.
Good tip. Okay, finally, let's address the elephant in the room for many potential visitors, safety and health.
Right. It's important to talk about this honestly. South Africa does have a reputation for high crime rates, and yes, crime is a serious issue in certain areas.
But should tourists be scared off?
It's crucial to be aware, not afraid. The reality is that major tourist areas are generally safe, and most visits to South Africa are completely trouble-free. Following common sense precautions makes a huge difference.
Okay, so what are the key safety tips?
First, research areas. Ask your accommodation provider or tour operator about safe places to walk, especially at night. Generally, avoid walking alone after dark in unfamiliar areas.
Valuables.
Don't flash expensive items, jewelry, cameras, large amounts of cash. Keep valuables out of sight in your rental car, and crucially, never leave anything of value in a parked vehicle overnight, or even during the day in some places. Break-ins can happen.
Transport safety.
Use reputable taxis or those ride-hailing apps like Uber or Bolt, especially at night. Avoid hailing unmarked cabs on the street. When driving, keep car doors locked and windows up, particularly in cities. Avoid stopping on isolated stretches of road if you can help it.
Okay, township tours. We mentioned booking reputable operators.
Yes. Always book through reputable local tour operators who are genuinely invested in the community's well-being. And always visit during daylight hours as part of an organized tour.
Any specific advice for Johannesburg? It often gets singled out.
Crime rates are statistically higher in Johannesburg. If you're driving, pay attention to your surroundings, especially at traffic lights. If someone approaches your car in a way that feels suspicious, it's often advised to safely drive away if possible.
And certain neighborhoods to be extra cautious in.
Yes, areas like Hillbrow, Braai, Joubert Park, and Yeoville in Johannesburg have particularly high crime rates. If you have a reason to visit these areas, absolutely do so only with a trusted local guide who knows the area well. Okay, general gut feeling.
Trust your gut instinct. If a situation feels unsafe, remove yourself from it. Also, make copies of your important documents, passport, ID, keep them separate from the originals, and let loved ones back home know your itinerary. Standard travel sense, really. What about health? Malaria.
Malaria is a risk, but primarily only in certain areas, most notably Kruger National Park and surrounding low-lying areas, especially during the warmer, wetter months. It's seasonal. Definitely consult your doctor or a travel clinic well before your trip about anti-malarial medication.
Sun protection.
Essential. The sun is strong in South Africa year-round. Use high SPF sunscreen, wear a hat, and sunglasses, especially during midday hours.
Tap water.
Generally safe to drink in major cities, as we said, but check with locals or stick to bottled or filtered water in rural areas or if you have any doubts.
Emergency numbers.
Good to know. Police is 10111 and ambulance is 10177.
And travel insurance.
Highly, highly recommended. Comprehensive travel insurance is crucial to protect yourself against illness, injury, theft, and potential cancellations. Don't travel without it.
Okay, that's really practical advice. So, wrapping up.
So there you have it, South Africa, a country that I think beautifully blends that unparalleled wildlife, those breathtaking, diverse landscapes, and a profoundly resilient culture.
It really sounds like it.
Yeah.
Demands careful planning, definitely, and awareness.
It does. But hopefully with this deep dive, you feel better equipped to explore it and discover why its unique mix of adventure, history, and vibrant soul makes it such an utterly captivating and rewarding destination.
A true journey into the heart of the Rainbow Nation.
Exactly. And maybe something to think about after listening. Consider how South Africa's remarkable and ongoing journey of reconciliation and this vibrant Rainbow Nation identity that was born from such a complex, painful past, how that might offer insights for all of us everywhere about how diverse communities can find strength, maybe even unity in their differences.
That's a powerful thought. What aspect of South Africa's resilience stands out most to you? Something for our listeners to ponder.